We are, meaning the world, is on the brink of an artificial intelligence revolution. Over the last few years, countries have poured billions of dollars into AI infrastructure and development. While Canada has some of the brightest AI talent leading the charge, our investments and infrastructure are falling behind. Here's a look at that. Between 2021 and 2023, Canada's AI infrastructure rating dropped from 15th place to 23rd place. This is out of 61 countries. So to discuss how we get our edge back, let's bring in Jaren Kozlaraji. She's the director of Scotiabank Centre for Customer Analytics and associate professor at the Smith School of Business at Queen's University. Great to have you here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So how far behind are we in productivity compared to the other G7 countries? We gave the number, but what does that mean?
So Canada's AI productivity, I see it as a story of potential waiting to burst at its seams. Because just like you said, Anne-Marie, we're punching above our weight when it comes to talent and research. We have minds like Geoffrey Hinton, Nobel laureate due to his contributions to machine learning. We have great institutions like Vector Institute and universities all across Canada raising some of the brightest minds in AI. But the numbers don't match. We're lagging in productivity. We're at 77% of US productivity rate. We have decrease in productivity 1.8%, which puts us among the worst in OECD countries.
My question is, how did we go from 15 to 23? What changed?
Several things changed. I think a lot of it hinges on the lack of prioritization. So Canada recently announced a $2.4 billion investment in compute access and AI infrastructure. But if you compare it to what everyone else is doing around the world, it doesn't compare. EU is pumping in $20 billion per year for the next 5 years, and China promises AI dominance by 2030. So we have to develop a smart, bold AI strategy. We have to have a coordinated playbook to unlock AI potential by mitigating the challenges at the same time.
And underscoring all of that is money, is my understanding. So the federal government, we know, invested more than $2 billion at a sovereign compute strategy and a new AI compute access fund. How much of a boost does that bring to what you're talking about?
It brings only a marginal boost, especially if you're after global competitiveness. So what happens if you don't act now? Because I think the time to act is now, and I see AI as the rocket fuel for Canada's growth, but currently it's stuck on the launch pad. So unless we bring the innovation and breakthroughs in the labs to industries, they meet the industries, it's scalable, it's commercialized, we don't see economic wins, and that's the problem. So we have to take it from the labs out to the industry. I mentioned comprehensive AI strategy as a first step. The second really important steps we have to take in this space is targeted industry adoption. So,
what does that mean?
So think about all of the critical sectors we rely on as Canadians: manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture. And think about the world, which is not too far because the technology is already there, where we have smart healthcare, where the process is really efficient, or precision agriculture, where you reduce costs but boost yields at the same time. So without these kind of innovations hitting the industries, we're leaving billions on the table. So you mentioned how much we need to invest in AI, but we have to also look at the opportunities those investments will lead us. So the opportunities are growth, the opportunities are AI-driven efficiencies across all these industries that we're already struggling, and it's a no-brainer decision.
So we need to get in early, get in now.
Absolutely.
To reap the greatest
rewards.
rewards.
We're not early, so we're definitely not going to be early, but we can still catch up.
Yeah. I want to ask you really quickly about a conversation happening in this country now, and that has to do around immigration. How does that play into the conversation we're having today about being behind or potentially getting further behind in AI strategy, manpower, infrastructure? So
immigration numbers, the government recently announced decreasing the targets of immigration numbers. So I look at it from a two-pronged perspective. The first is what kind of labor, what kind of intellect are we bringing into the country? So we have to be very intentional on bringing AI talent, because when we lose global competitiveness in this space, the risk is a brain drain. So we're going to lose our current talent to hubs all around the world, which provide better opportunities and provide better infrastructure. So we have to do our best to keep the talent we have, and we have to do our best to bring the talent that can help us grow our AI potential in those specific industries I've been talking about.
This is a fascinating and timely conversation. And I feel like this is the first one I've had around AI and development in this country that actually helps me understand what is happening. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
My pleasure.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.